gotta get some movement going. April, you were doing a great job. You were moving. I saw you. How was everyone this morning? Patrick, were you moving and grooving?
Always. It's what I do.
Are you here? You're in the market center.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Good to see you.
Good to be seen.
All right. Well, we're gonna get rocking and rolling here. Hope everyone's having a fabulous Wednesday morning. Weather's going in the right direction. Cooler, less smoky, right?
That's huge.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Let's get to the PowerPoint. October 17th, 2020.
Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Just checking.
Did I say the wrong date?
No, just wanted to check.
Okay, cool. All right, we're ready. Let's rock and roll. Next slide, please. Okay, cool. So let's see here. Who would like to read our quote this morning?
I'll read it.
Okay, go.
You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Jim Rohn.
Cool, thank you. There's always these great quotes that we hear. We always wonder who they're really attributed to. And best I found, it was Jim Rohn, as it turns out. Okay, so what is that all about, that quote? Let's have a little open discussion this morning. Don't speak all at once, please.
I
I
can
just
go.
take it as you pick the people that you're around the most wisely because you tend to feed off of each other.
Yeah, I like that. Choose wisely, pick wisely. Is that April? Thank you, April. Who else?
Also, when you choose people, you want to, like she says, choose wisely, but you want to also pick people that are going to challenge you and keep you up. Because if you're choosing people that are, not a status quo, they're fine with, and you're going to be fine with the status quo.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you, Karen Dunn. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
Yeah. I always think of when I was in elementary school or middle school, and I'd get out of class and I'd go to my mom and say, she's there to pick me up in the roundabout, and I'd say, hey, I want to go over to so-and-so's house after school. If my mom had not met that child or their parents, what did she do?
Yeah.
She would get out of the car and go meet the kid and meet the parents. And the question is why? Because she knew if I hung out with the right people, I'd probably make good choices and show up more like them. And if they were not people she wanted me to hang around with, it's probably because she didn't want me to make bad choices like them. I just feel like at some point we stop holding ourselves to the same standard that we would want that we would hold our children to.
Yeah.
Or that our parents did with us.
Yeah. Amen to that, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that is kind of funny. Sometimes we'll give great advice to our kids and we won't take it ourselves, right? Okay, cool. Anybody else on that before we move on?
What are you grateful for today?
What's that? Oh, okay. So the question for all of us is who am I hanging out with and why am I hanging out with them? So I had the good fortune to hear Jim Rohn live many, many, many years ago. In fact, I still have the notes that I took that day. I was in the front row, and some of you heard me touch on this briefly yesterday, but what he went through, he took the audience, probably 500 of us, through an exercise. And the exercise was, who are you spending most of your time around? And based on what you want to do to grow in your business, your life, are you hanging out with wisdom, right? And so what he advocated to all of us that day after we made our lists and people we were hanging out with, he talked about really three options: association, limited association, and disassociation. Now, he told the group that day, he said, don't run out and fire all your friends and your spouse and everybody today, but start thinking about that. And I like that April used that word wisely, right? He really advocates being wise based on who we should spend more time with, maybe less time with, and in some cases, is it in your best interest to end a relationship? Okay, that's the tough one sometimes. Hey, Patrick, did you ever have a friend that your mom said you couldn't hang out with at some point?
Uh-huh.
right? So that's what happens, right? So a good parent's going to say, hey, look, I know you've been hanging out with Johnny and I've been observing this thing and Johnny ain't good for you. So guess what? Relationship's over. So
I was thinking of the ex-girlfriend after I broke up with her. She said I never liked her anyways. I was like, why didn't you tell me? Come on.
okay, next slide.
Like a little burning sensation. Yeah. So I think when I get home, I'll take an ibuprofen.
Oh, someone. Let's listen in, shall we?
Lori.
Good morning.
Hey, so we have a special guest this morning. Her name's Shannon Robinson, and she's fired up.
Oh, I love her.
She's fired up to walk us through this awesome segment that we do every week. What are you grateful for? So Shannon, take it away.
All right, thank you, Chris. All right, so who wants to start? What are you grateful for? Or did you want me to start with what I'm grateful for?
I want you're running it. This is your shtick. You run it however you see fit, young lady.
Well, I'll start then. I'm grateful that I was able to enroll my kids in private school, and so that I could save my sanity, and they were able to go back to school the end of September. So they've been going full-time in class since the end of September, and it's been great, and they're so much happier, which makes me happy. So I'm very grateful for Bradshaw Christian.
Yeah, awesome.
So who wants to go next?
Go. I'm grateful that I have 3 brothers that I've fallen off of my diet this past couple months, and they kind of hold me accountable and in their own way of making fun of me. So they kind of got me back on the horse this week, and I feel good about it, and my energy level is back. So I'm grateful for them harassing me.
That's great. Thank you, April. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. So I am grateful for Leslie. She is always asking me, can I help, with the new agents and reviewing contracts. And there's this group that I wanted to start for a while, and through a coaching conversation with her, she's like, let's do it. So we started it. It was amazing. And so thank you, Leslie, for being helpful and pushing me.
Thank you for sharing, Amber. Thank you, Leslie. That's awesome.
Hey, I'll go next. So I too would like to just put a shout out and a thank you to Leslie, who helped me with my SPRP, which I've had an issue on in the past, and I really appreciated that. That was great.
Thanks, Glenn. Who wants to go next?
I'll go. Hi, good morning, everybody. I am very grateful that my family and I are able to finally have a memorial service for my mother, who passed away on June 7th. And it's been very difficult for us not to have closure. And one of my good friends, and who's also a client who helps run the Sheldon Inn, arranged for us to have it at the Sheldon Inn outside. And so we're very, very grateful that this can finally take place.
Thanks for sharing, Tracy. Anyone else?
I'd like to go. I just don't share very often, but I would be remiss in not sharing this. My mom was diagnosed with lung cancer about a week ago, and we met with her surgeon yesterday, and we found out that the kind of lung cancer she has is only present in about 1% of people, and it has a 97% cure rate. So I'm just so grateful today that we got that news, and I'm just feeling very, very grateful today.
And
yeah,
that's
awesome.
Amazing news. Thanks for sharing, Amy. Anyone else? Chris, what are you thankful for or grateful for?
Me?
Yes.
Wow. So my cup runneth over, and I don't think he's here today, but it's interesting. I have the good fortune almost every day of my life to be able to either see my son or get on the phone with my son. And, I love all my kids amazing. There's just something very special about that young man. And he's my son, and he's just wise beyond his years. And I'm just so grateful because he just does a great job of even just speaking simple truth into my life on a spiritual level and just many other levels. So this morning, I'm just super grateful to just have such an amazing relationship with my son. So
Awesome.
that's me this morning.
I have one more thing. I am also grateful for you, Chris, because was that Tuesday?
I think so.
I interviewed for a cyberbacker VA virtual assistant, and I had no clue what type of questions to ask. So Chris sat on for an hour and a half on all the interviews with me and really helped me narrow down the candidate to hire. So thank you for taking time out of your day to help me with that.
Well, my pleasure, and I'm proud of you for moving forward. So great work.
All right.
Wait, did I hear Shannon's getting an assistant?
Baby steps, a virtual assistant.
Hey, it's progress. It's awesome.
It's only 11:12 in the morning. That's awesome.
Okay, cool. Shannon, thank you. And I do have one last one. I am like super duper grateful for those 4 ladies yesterday, just sharing their time with us. I'm excited that we're in partnership with the Chico Market Center, and to have, because that's where those ladies are, and to be able to have that sort of wisdom and encouragement for, yes, for the ladies and dudes, with the exception of Eli. Dudes,
Well, they missed out, man.
You can learn a lot from powerful ladies. So next time those 4 show up, don't let the title scare you off, because there was something in that for everyone. So if you get the recording, take some time to listen to it. So Shannon, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, next slide. All right, KD, Karen Dunn.
Good morning. Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First quarter of the year, we have lost a sense of time, I believe, here with all of the quarantining that we've had to do. So this year has gone by even quicker than in normal years. But COVID aside, now is the time to start planning for 2021. We all know that we get clients and we have to nurture them. And sometimes in loan world, we have to work with them on credit cleanup and things like that. So now is the time to start getting clients in that are 3 to 4 months out. So that way we can start 2021 with a bang. So we need to get their credit report to run. We need to talk to them about, saving money. We need to start talking and having these conversations now so that we have a pipeline going for 2021. So a good place to maybe look for these clients is people that are renting right now and have 6 to 9 months out on their lease, or 3 to 9 months. That way they have a timeline and they can start working on it now. So get out there, start doing that. I hope you enjoy the cooler weather coming our way. I'm fingers crossed, get a few more weeks out of not having the top on my Jeep. So hopefully that works. Rates are still great, but starting October 15th, we will begin pricing in the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac half-a-point cost into our refinances. So if you know of anybody out there that's still lingering, thinking that they're going to get a good deal on a refinance, but are waiting, you might want to give a little bug in their bonnet that waiting isn't going to pay off after October 15th. Right now, conventional interest rates are 2.99. FHA is at 2.875. Make it a great week. The choice is yours. Thanks.
Karen Dunn, thank you so much. All right, next.
All right, so we have some celebrations this week. We have Raymond, who closed his first listing with us. Raymond's a full-time, he's a nurse practitioner, so he's super busy with COVID and everything and managed to still close a transaction. And then she's been with us. Oh, we have someone, there we go, thank you. She's been with us about a month. and already closed her first transaction.
Woohoo.
So maybe she's going into her second month, but closed a buyer transaction in 15 days, did amazing. And so I'd love to celebrate these guys' first closing. The launch team is kicking butt. Every weekend we have more and more agents out writing offers and getting with clients. We had Sam, who just got his license number about a week ago, already out writing an offer with a buyer. So if you know of any new agents that are at another brokerage and not having those results, let's talk to them, because we can get them into production and I can help you grow your profit share tree at the same time.
Amen to that. Thanks, Amber.
Thank you.
Orlando.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
How are you, Orlando?
Doing well.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
You capped. Great job. So what was your secret to your, oh, go back to Orlando for a quick second. Go back to, there we go. Okay, cool. So what was your, what was, you know, so we had this little pandemic this year and yet you still capped. So what was your secret to staying on track and on course to keep closing deals?
I think it's just a matter of, for me, being out there with, you know, being in connection with my sphere of influence. That's a huge plus for me. It's worked well in the past. I see it going well in the future as well. I have a lot of hobbies, so that connects me with a lot of people as well.
Cool. You excited about 2021?
Yes, I am.
All right. Awesome. Well, congratulations. Proud of you.
Thank you.
All right. Next. Lisa V, are you on? I don't see her. Congratulations, Lisa V. Great work. By the way, for those of you who don't know, if you ever need a psychologist, she is a clinical psychologist. Don't we all, by the way? Okay. All right. Next slide. Jenna Dicon. Are you on, Jenna?
Hello.
Hey, great work, young lady.
Thank you, sir.
Super proud of you. Okay, so what's your secret sauce to achieving this goal?
Oh, I don't tell my secrets. No, I'm just kidding. No, I couldn't have done it without you, sir, and my beautiful team, Diane and Rachel, and of course, little Miss Amy. No, but it takes a village, and you know, I love surrounding myself with all of you, and I just love seeing my business grow more and more.
All right. Well, super proud of you, young lady, and you look very stylish in those big glasses of yours right now.
Thank you. They're new.
Make sure you're driving carefully, by the way. Great job.
I'm not driving.
Congrats. Oh, you're not. Okay, cool. Congrats. All right. Next slide.
Okay, thank you.
Danny T. DT, are you on?
I'm on. I'm here.
Great work, young man.
Thank you.
So I'm super excited that you've capped, and I'm super excited about your future.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So congrats, and what words of wisdom can you share with a group this morning?
Oh gosh. Well, I could say at the beginning of this year at COVID, when we first found COVID, I slipped into a fear mindset and had a lot of conversations with Amber, Lori, you, Patrick, and realized that being in a fear mindset is not the way to be successful. And so I had to get out of that. And I just put my nose to the grind and worked.
Here we are.
And here we are.
Awesome. Okay. Well, enjoy your 100%. And I'm looking forward to an amazing next 12 months and beyond for you.
Awesome job, cappers.
Great job. Woo! All right. Next slide. Okay. Who's feeling extremely festive this morning? I'm looking at faces to see who looks exceptionally festive this morning. Eli Galindo, I found him.
I'm ready, sir.
All right, you're going to lead us in the age-old tune.
What am I doing? Singing Happy
This is
Birthday?
your show. You're the orchestra leader. Take it away.
Me.
Everybody
Ready?
unmute.
Unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
Here we go. Happy birthday
Birthday
to you.
you.
Happy
Happy
birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
Happy birthday, everybody.
Everyone.
Happy
Happy
birthday.
Bella and
For
Shante.
Leslie, Stephanie.
Happy birthday
Day to you.
Oh, I just freaking love this.
Woo.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday, everyone in October. That is beautiful. You know what? That is just beautiful music. You know what? It just comes from the heart. So great work. All right. Happy birthday, everyone. Hope you have a fabulous day when your day comes. And I hope your new year in your life is exceptional. All right, here we go. Paydays. Here we go.
Woohoo! Amanda, Tony, Bree, Annalyn. I can't keep up with them all.
Lynn, Tina,
Lynn,
Michelle.
Tina, Michelle, Nicole, Cy, Michael, Jill, Brian, George, Albiani, Aaron, Derek Tran, Carol, Malik, Kelly, Jason, Tracy, Tom, Shannon, Connie, Johnson and Bauer Group, Garrett, Orlando, Tyler, Mode Real Estate Group, Kim and Nikki, Gold Group, 7. Outstanding job, you guys.
Yay.
That's insane.
That is crazy. Crazy good.
Just keep rocking and rolling. All right, great work, everyone. All right, Haunted Hustle. If you've not signed up yet, please do. $35 a person. We have a team, so when you go in to sign up, have some fun with it. I do know that one of our teams in the Market Center has decided she has signed her team up, and they're doing a retreat at the end of the month. And one of the activities they're going to be participating in as part of their team retreat is the Haunted Hustle, and that's Leslie's team. So, great job for doing that. So get signed up. There's the link, and we'll send it out again. Wealth Building Wednesdays today at 1 o'clock. To be redundant intentionally, we have the opportunity at Keller Williams ongoing to hear from some of the greatest minds, potentially on the planet, but certainly in residential real estate and in wealth building specifically. And it's KW Connect, and it's led by people like Jason Abrams and Josh Team and Jay Papasan, and it's a great opportunity to cause you to think and act and grow your wealth. All right, next, Amber.
All right, now I'm off mute. All right, so Ignite is coming back virtually. We're going to do it over Zoom, and it's going to be boot camp style. So this is Ignite 2.0. I have never taught this session of Ignite before, so we'll be going through it together. There are many things that have changed within Ignite, and it's still focused around the database and making sure that we have a strong foundation to our business so that you guys can go forth and do 15, 16 transactions in a 12-month period. So if you're not already doing that type of volume, you need to plug into Ignite. This is open to our agents as well as outside agents, so feel free to invite your friends. I'll be getting some information out and getting the sign up going. But we're going to do it Monday, Tuesdays, starting October 19th, and we'll go 4 days of sessions. So Monday, October 19th, 11 to 3. Then the 20th is Tuesday, 9 to 12. There'll be action items to do that week, and we'll go back into the training session Monday, Tuesday. Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah. Further questions, reach out. I'd be happy to give more details.
Thank you.
I got a question. Don't we have the opportunity to do bold starting on the 20th?
You do.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Great question,
So
Dave.
there's lots of opportunities for training, and so yeah, you will have to choose bold or Ignite. Now, bold is recorded, so you could do them both. And
Yep.
if you want to do both, let me know, and we'll create a win-win for you.
Yep. Okay, cool. Thanks for the question, Danny. Good one. All right, next. Okay, The 21st. So if my math is correct, that's 2 weeks from today. So this will be our team meeting, and it will be 2 hours long. And Vicki Nadorf, many of you have heard me rave about her over the years. She is arguably, no argument from my perspective, she is arguably the best legal mind in our business in the California. Much of her impression you have all seen in our business over time because of what she used to do at her former brokerage. And so she will be doing a legal update for all of us from 11 to 1, 2 weeks from today. Now, here's the deal. It's our goal to revolutionize the way that the real estate agent thinks about the real estate transaction. And what that means is the way you think about it, and certainly your brothers and sisters. So this we will open this up to the real estate community, and you'll be getting the registration links and all that good stuff. I will share with you, for those of you who've been paying attention, when you've written an offer since October 1st, you saw a new document around fair housing, and so much of this will be specifically around fair housing, not entirely, but will be a big segment of this. Will be on fair housing, which has always been an important topic in our industry, and just know that it's arguably the singular most important topic as we're having this discussion now. So mark it on your calendars. Make sure you carve the day out. By the way, I don't believe this will be recorded. So there you have it. Okay, next. The aforementioned Bold. We're going to watch a quick little video from Carl Batiste, who many of you know about Bold Pivot 2.0, and hopefully our audio visuals work well.
Good afternoon, KW Associates. Carl Batiste here, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about Bold. Bold is right on the horizon here, October 20th. It starts, and it begins at 11 o'clock West Coast time and ends at 1, and that's twice a week for 4 weeks. So what you're actually going to get is the first 2 weeks you're going to get a class on mindset and listings. The second week, persuasive language and marketing along with work with buyers. The third week it's going to be about lead gen and going digital, and then the last week it's about profit and onward. So this is great because what it's going to do is allow you to get your fourth quarter ready to explode in first quarter so that you have an amazing right out of the gate race to the top in 2021. So a couple things I want you to focus on. I want you to focus on the fact that we know that our real estate business is an infinite game. It's not a game that stops and has an end. So your investment in yourself always is the single biggest piece of your growth. We should work on ourselves actually more than we even work on our business, because as we become more successful and more skilled, so does our business. So what I want you to do is register for Bold. It's $99 for the entire 4 weeks, 8 sessions, and of course there's coaching corner and coaching opportunities around each of those sessions like there was in Bold Pivot. Don't miss the opportunity to just go right from Mega Camp into something else. Now here's another great idea for you. You can talk to your team leader about buying 15 registrations for $1,000. You wonder why? Here's why. How many of you know 15 people out there that should be with Keller Williams and that could potentially be in your passive income, in your profit tree, that you would love to have, and you allow MAPS to do the heavy lifting? That is available. That makes each ticket $66.67. So I want you to set your first quarter up. I'm excited about where we're going. This is a great opportunity to outcompete your competitor, who will be hibernating, as we know, collecting seeds and nuts and going into hibernation until January. You guys will be working on a really, really super database and a super skill set. Look forward to seeing you on October 20th. All the email information for Bold is in the email below. Have a good night.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Carl. All right. We're doing a raffle?
We are. Okay. So this is from the career development. It's we are doing a ongoing raffle through the end of the year. Free prize is free or no charge to your office bill. So for the month of October, we did we had Mega Camp, which you get 5 entries. We had Amy's VA class, 2 entries each. Michael Putnam's business planning, 2 entries each. The team meeting on the 23rd. I'm sorry, this is for September. Sorry, not October. Team meeting entry, you get 1 entry, and then the cash flow cleans from yesterday, you got 2 entries. So everything is in here, and then we didn't take out the entries from August. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. So everything, they're all in here.
Drum roll.
So here we go. Yeah, can I get a drum roll? Okay, here we go. Nicole Heffinger.
Woohoo!
Good
Where
job,
is she?
Nicole. Woohoo!
Where is she? She's not on?
She's out doing
She's
something.
not.
Nicole Heffernan, great
Okay.
job, Nicole.
Heffernan.
Hey, great job for attending all that stuff. Awesome. Okay, cool. Danny, thank you.
So,
All right, Mr. Nastro. Speaking of Fair Housing and Discriminatory Advisory.
Here I am. Okay. As everyone is, if written an offer or taken a listing, there is a new fair housing form that's included in the RPA and listing agreements. It automatically populates. Anonymous is calling me. I don't like that group. And that is going to tie into our legal update, which is coming up. Did we send a copy of that form to everybody? I didn't know if we were going to have a screenshot of it or.
Yeah, so you, John, sent out.
Oh, everyone got it, right?
Last week or the week before, you all got a sample copy of that form along with the best practices from Vicki Nadorf.
And I'm trying to find my copy to go of it, but I got 8 million things open. But you definitely need to review that form. That is a hot button and it's going to be the top of everybody's mind. So you cannot discriminate. There was one section I was going to refer to, and I don't know if I can pull it up here. Again, I apologize.
Section 8.
Section 8, yes, but I got to find my form. It got lost in my with too many screens open. Okay, I can't find it. Sorry. Section 8.
Who read it remembers what Section 8 said in there?
the literal Section 8 examples.
Literal
of conduct
Section
that
8
make-
of the Fair Housing Forum, yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay, I found it. Yay. Examples of conduct that may not be motivated by discriminatory intent, but could have a discriminatory effect. And there's A and B. Prior to acceptance of an offer, asking for an offering buyer personal information or letters from the buyer, which a lot of people have been doing, and or photos. It says, especially with photos, those types of documents may inadvertently reveal or be perceived as revealing protected status information, thereby increasing the risk of one, actual or unconscious bias, and potential legal claims against sellers and others by prospective buyers who offers were rejected. And then B, refusing to rent to an upper level unit to an elderly, anyway, that's self-explanatory. So what I've been told, and I think Vicki's going to go over this in depth, is if there is a letter, about all you can say is, we're going to love your house and we really like the way, you know, the kitchen is. That's pretty limited of what you can say. You can't reference who you are, how many children you have, your family, things like that. So unfortunately, when you see those, and I think Vicki's going to touch on this also, because I was on the CAR hotline call a week or two ago.
Yeah, thanks for letting me join.
And they talked about that so, again, 2 equal offers were accepted, and why didn't they accept one? Because one attached a letter, it had photos. So the question being, if somebody gives you a letter, can you give that to the seller, or do you have to edit that out? And we definitely want Vicky's comments on that, what she advises. Because somebody may submit an offer and you have 3 offers and 2 of them have letters and photos. I think she's going to say you really have to tell the agent, I can't submit that on behalf. But some agents are inserting it in the buyer package when they email it over to you.
Yeah, so a real easy, quick solution to this is, as you're going out and listing properties, you have a discussion now with your client around the fact that while this practice has never actually really been a good idea, it's always opened up this possibility of a fair housing discrimination claim. This is under obviously more scrutiny than ever. So if you have that discussion up front and your client then makes a decision with you that do not give me any letters, and you have that discussion up front, you thus eliminate any possibility. So you're taking instruction specifically from your seller. So if you have that candid discussion up front, that will eliminate a lot of pitfalls for you moving forward. We also will be adopting a policy from the office as well to give you better direction on this, because there will be a lot of situational, and as John said, Vicky will be covering in great detail what are best practices, and as Vicky likes to say, without calling people stupid, what are stupid practices. So her goal in all this is to minimize everyone's exposure, liability, and risk.
I'd like
they always come out with new forms in October, right?
Well, this year it's been, seems like every month. So
yeah, they update them all the time, it seems like.
I'm making a joke just to say how important this is that they came out with this in October, which is not a normal release schedule of forms, right?
Right. Well, great point, Patrick. So here's the thing. I was happy. So by the way, and no one in leadership can answer this question. So what is the first document that we have our clients sign? No one in leadership can answer the question.
Agency
Relationship.
disclosure.
DA.
Agency.
Agency disclosure.
So funny thing is this, right? So when you pull it up in zip forms, the first form that pops up is agency, and then the consent, and da-da-da. So you'll notice that this form is front and center. So so it's not just that it's a form, it's the fact that they've also now included this as part of the boilerplate. Here it is. So Patrick, you're spot on. This is time of year, and then also the location of this document in the whole grand scheme of things is signaling that, yeah, this is a big freaking deal.
Chris, can I interject something real quickly?
Yes, Tracy.
Going back to what John was talking about as far as the client letters, he said, oh, you might have to edit it. I don't think you really meant that, because we're not supposed to edit anything. You can suggest to your client that they make some changes in it. And I actually had to call legal hotline about this one time, because my clients insisted on giving me a letter with photos of the family. And I told them that I thought they shared too much personal information, and they got mad at me and said that I wasn't standing behind them in their offer. And I said to them, I think you could edit this out a little bit, and and it'll look better. And they just said, we're not doing that. So I called CAR hotline, and they said, no matter what, don't ever edit anything that a client gives to you. You can give them suggestions, but don't you do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to edit it. I mean, you might talk to them about removing it completely.
Yeah.
But now with this form, that section 8 that we referred to, when you're having them sign everything, that's an easy, you're not doing it. You're just say, hey, section 8, read that right there. You don't want to get in a future issue with a fair housing issue.
Right.
This is what the Department of Real Estate or California Association of Realtors is recommending.
Yeah. Ultimately, what your clients need to know, and what you all need to know, is that if we continue business as usual, the business as usual isn't necessarily an illegal practice. However, it opens up a big Pandora's box and a big perception challenge. We actually have one in the market center right now that was just brought to my attention, where the buyer specifically, they're trying to negotiate, and they specifically identified some of their characteristics to our listing agent, and they already are making some sort of wrangling around, we think we're not getting a fair shake because of our color in this case.
And what I've a couple calls I've received is buyers are upset. Buyers and other agents are upset on when we have listings and it's not accepted. You know, there was 10 offers. They weren't even in the running. You know, they were minimum down, a cash offer beat them out. But what they're bringing up is, oh, I don't think they took my offer because of this or that for fair housing. And it's going to be an immediate investigation if they bring that up. They're going to look into your file, and you better have your documentation, everything in order.
Yeah, Vicky will likely touch on the following statement, but one of the things that she taught me in my younger days was this. She would say to me all the time, Chris, just understand this, that whether it's right or wrong, the justice system isn't necessarily based on what is, it's based on what appears to be. So
correct.
Perception, right? So, okay, cool. More to come on all this, y'all. And thanks, John.
Well, quick question, a quick thing I was going to mention, because just want a quick reminder that all agents should be reviewing the preliminary title reports. We've had some issues where things have come up and been missed, and you definitely want to, they send that to you for a reason. I know everyone gets real busy and just, you know, maybe they're counting on their assistant or TC, but you get it to review it and see if there's other liens and other, you know, are there judgments. You should be glancing at that to make sure nothing else is going to come back and bite you later on, because don't count on the title officer pointing it out to you.
Yeah, great point, John. Because, and again, if the lawsuit ever comes, the defense of, well, that was my TC was supposed to let me know, or the escrow officer, it's unfortunately a bad defense.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Or you can just blame Cheryl.
I just have some question on the fair housing. John, like, so are we not supposed to say like, oh, they have 3 kids? Like sometimes we like wanted them to a little bit know about our buyers. So are we not supposed to say anything, just submit the offer? Like,
correct.
You know, like what is so gray area? I just don't, you know what I mean? I don't know. Because a lot of times we just want, and that's what a lot of people do. They like to know the story before they accept their offer, because this is their home. So now they're saying that, you know, we shouldn't do that.
Correct.
So basically there shouldn't be even a letter.
So if there's a letter that is indicating, for example, the strength of the buyer, that's one thing. So familial status is a huge one. So I'll use my own family, right? If you walk into my office and you look at the beautiful picture of the votes, not everyone's going to think it's beautiful, but many people say, oh my gosh, what a precious family. I hope they get the property. So if you don't have that precious family, the case you're going to make is the precious family got the property because they're a precious family, and we were discriminated against because we don't have 3 lovely children. And right, so that's exactly the point here. So when you look at the form under paragraph 4, it will literally give you the protected classes and or characteristics.
I see, because a lot of the time we put a little brief bio about our buyers. Correct. But now it's like I'm hearing that you should just submit the offer. That's it.
Yeah, it opens up a vast possibility. It always has, and now it's heightened even more so.
When they create these forms because somebody somewhere has been sued.
Yeah.
Right. And so I just to kind of give everybody a thought process. I know people are going, well, this is what we do, and our competitors are probably going to still do it. They will only do it for so long before somebody gets sued, and then they decide not to do it anymore. And the fact that we have Chris and John and Vicky to coach us through this, just like we weren't able to show homes when COVID first hit, we found a way. Just like we couldn't do open houses and found a way. There will be another way to put our clients ahead. We'll just find a different way to do it. But we want to make sure that we're following the letter of the law and keeping everybody out of trouble too.
Right. And likewise, you could, on the family thing, you could have somebody who themselves maybe doesn't have a family and for some reason doesn't like a nuclear family, and the nuclear family doesn't get it because that seller doesn't like the nuclear family, so to speak, right? So all these issues cut both ways, by the way, right? So it's not just, anti-family or whatever, because again, it could cut both ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. So you guys will see this, and Patrick, I'm glad you touched on that, because it's kind of like the open house thing right now, right? Patrick Brian Zamora sent me a text over the weekend on some stuff he was seeing, and then right after that text, Patrick didn't even know this, he sent me a photo of a corner somewhere in the greater Sacramento Placer area of like 6 open house signs on a corner, right? So we're never going to advocate that we go to the lowest common denominator. And so this would be a great example of this, where you may see some practices out there. Because again, I'll point to this just as we did as we ventured through COVID together. We're gonna do everything possible to keep you and our clients out of harm's way, because that is our job.
Which will ultimately keep you in business.
Yep. Doesn't make us popular sometimes, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thanks for the question. So a lot more, trust me, a lot more to come on this. And in all sincerity, the other brokers out there largely are not going to be getting the kind of updates that we're going to be getting from Vicki in 2 weeks. So make sure it's on your calendar and invite your friends who are not at some of my favorite virtual brokers. They're just not getting this content. Next slide.
Question?
Sure. Who's that?
George.
Oh, hi, George.
Hey, Chief. So new listing, we have a conversation with our sellers, and perhaps they pass along the sentiment that says, no, we don't want to include any letters. We just want any problems with this issue. And then when we're communicating with buyer's agents, can we tell them our sellers would prefer offers do not include any letters?
Yeah, you can. And if you get specific, and written is always good. I'm not even sure if you really need the written instruction from your client, but if you get a follow-up email that says, hey, as we discussed, you're giving me permission in any of those letters to basically not present those to you. They say, yep, we don't want to see them. That way you've got the paper trail anyhow. I'm not even sure we need that follow-up email, George, but it's not a bad practice just from a customer service standpoint. That way, if you want to let the other agent know that, hey, you can send your letter, but we're not going to be presenting them because of fair housing. And I mean, ironically, Kelly and Kyle had a listing this weekend. They had multiple offers, and they were getting this form, and they were getting the form along with a bunch of love letters with photos. So I found that highly ironic. And Kelly and Kyle had the conversation with the seller. The seller said, we want to steer out of harm's way. Don't give us those letters.
I think on that point, Chris, I think you can also remind the agent that their client signed that form too.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, right. And as we all know, unfortunately, sometimes clients are signing all sorts of documents and they have no clue what they.
What?
Yeah. They don't look at anything.
I said, what? Okay, cool. George, thank you for that question. And then, by the way, there is a memo that you all received from Vicki specifically on this matter in your email. I believe it was last weekish. So if you'd like us to send that again, we can do that. All right. Leslie and or Danny T, I believe, has the floor.
Leslie on? I don't even know if she's on.
All right, well, Danny T.
So I'll take over. All right, so we're going to do AHAs from the business planning that we had with Michael Putnam last week. So this is going to be an open forum. If you want to put your, say your AHAs, put a comment in the chat box, and I will queue you up. And so I think I will start. So the new thing with business planning for me, it's pretty, in my opinion, it was pretty much just the same every year. The goal, how to set the goals and what to look for according to MREA. But I got a new acronym this year. Keller Williams is all about acronyms, and it's called LIFER, L-I-F-E-R. So learn, implement, fail, evaluate, and repeat. So I thought that was a new one. That was pretty good for me. I like that one. Let's see, what else did I write down? Oh, okay. So he said 82% of our business comes from 4 sources. I did mine for 2020, just for 2020. I didn't go back to 19. And I had my top 3, which were past client referral, family and friends, and a sign or a team lead. So sign call or a lead that came directly from Lori and the team. So those were my 3 top 4 sources, well, top 3 sources. So that's what I'm going to use going forward for 2021 and planning my goals for next year. I'm going to focus around those 3 sources. So those are my 2 cents. Who wants to chime in and go next? Rachel, you're right. So Rachel said, I agree, Danny, same info, but in a different place right now in my business. Same thing, just like Bold is. You're in a different place and it's a different time. Might be the same information, but you're going to get something new out of it every time. Go ahead, Eli.
Okay, guys. So yes, sorry. So we all talk about this. I think it's pretty normal for all of us, but maybe not. Maybe I'm special in that we know the models, but we don't follow them. And so one of the things that Michael was talking about, he says, we often resist it first, and then we go, okay, I'll give it a try. And then he says, oh, look, it's working. And then, oh, we're doing it. We're really doing it. And then we claim credit for it. And I thought it was funny and ironic because I was just having a conversation with a good friend a little bit ago. And it's like, we know what to do. We know what the model says. It's systems and models. And yet we are trying to reinvent things all the time. And I think one of the biggest things for me, because a second thing to kind of tag team with that would be to have it actually written out. I've read the books, I've been to the classes, I know what it is, but to write it out and have it in front of me every day is something that I just don't do. I don't know why I don't do it. And so now I am doing it, and I've written some things out and I'm getting better at it every day. So that was huge for me.
Cool. Does everybody have this, your 135 to go with your 411? So this is also something that is part of your business planning for next year, is doing a 135, which is your main business objective or goal for the year, 3 strategies, and then 5 tactics for reaching those strategies, hitting those strategies. So that's all on KW Connect. Rachel, you said you had another one.
Yeah, so can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys, I had to take my car and my windshield was completely broken. So anyways, I loved the 135. That's something I feel like I actually, even though I know the business planning meeting we were in was for 2021, I was applying it to the remainder of this year as well, because I realized I hadn't changed my goals and how I was going to reach them since the whole pandemic hit. So I was still functioning off. And if you're anything like me, if you're not hitting a goal, it's really frustrating. Well, I didn't really give myself credit for the pandemic or having a baby, which that part was not a surprise, but the pandemic was. And the other thing I loved that he did that you mentioned, Danny, was evaluating. So I have a spreadsheet, I'm sure Command does this as well, of where does all my business come from? And it's 90, whatever, I think it was 93% comes from SOI. And I'm not doing a great job at communicating with them to the level that I think I should, the amount of time I'm spending on it, when that's where all of my business is coming from. So that was really eye-opening to just do the simple math and just see, okay, this is what I need to spend my time doing.
Cool.
That's it.
Awesome. Thank you. Who else? Come on. No one else? Oh, come on. I can pick on people.
Do it, Annie, do it.
All right, I'm going to get my list of who was at the class. Where is it? All right, here we go. You know what? This individual has been at a lot of classes the last couple of weeks that we've been doing this. So, Miss Jenna Deacon, are you on? I know you are. She was earlier. She bailed. No, okay. Shannon. Come on.
Shannon's gone.
Shannon's gone too. Okay.
I'll help
Who
you out there,
else?
Danny.
What's that?
I'll give you one of my ahas.
All right.
So I'm a big person.
next.
I'm a big person on calendaring, and I've done a lot of time blocking this year. One of the things that he said during the class was, where are you wasting time on your calendar on things that aren't moving you forward? So I'm really great at like blocking off my calendar and making sure there's stuff on there to do. But now I'm really looking at what am I doing and is it getting me to my goal? And then changing that as I'm going through the week, or at least on a monthly basis to hit that goal. So I don't know why it's such a simple quote, but it really resonated with me this year.
Cool. Okay, thank you, Leslie. Okay, we got time for maybe one or two more. Who else are we going to call on? Who's going to volunteer? Don't be shy.
I'll do.
Okay.
My aha is I had two listing. One when higher than asking price, about 15,000, and other one was a rural area, and my buyer has to, I'm double ending that one. My buyer has to hire 3 different appraisers to go out to take a look at the property. 2 of them just denied because it has a crawl space underneath the house, old house, and the 2 appraisers, they didn't want to even go. They refund their money. They didn't want to even go take a look. Third one charged $900 instead of $500 to go down, but he did it and appraised just fine, perfect. But it's just appraisers are starting to get pickier. You get it?
Yep. So were you?
They're picky now which property they want to go down to for the appraisal.
Interesting. Okay. Thanks for sharing that piece.
All right.
Who else? We've got room for one more. Come on, go out with a bang. Something really big that you learned from Michael Putnam. He's an excellent educator. Come on. Okay, I want to hear from someone that is, let's see, somebody that was in it that was, new to the company or new to real estate.
How about April Bradfield? Are you still here?
What's that?
Is April Bradfield still on?
Yep, I see your name.
April. What's your
April?
She's gonna kill me now.
Oh, April.
April. No.
How about?
She's on the phone. She's lead generating.
Okay. How about Sam Richardson? Are you on? I saw you on earlier. I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna unmute you.
Hey.
There you are. Oh, I can't unmute you. Come on. There you go.
Hey, how's it going? So
Good.
yeah, from the business planning, I think one of the biggest things as like a new agent that I've tried to do and capitalize on is my sphere of influence, and trying to reach out there and just get as many people knowing that I'm doing real estate. When they think of real estate, they'll think of me. It's kind of
cool. Very good. Thank you. All right. Anybody else want to throw in some last minute? April, are you off the phone? You want to throw in a last minute tidbit? She looks like she's still on the phone. All right, Chris.
So two things. Great job, Danny. Appreciate the input. So I want to remind everybody of the acronym AHA. Agent helping agents. So every time we get to this, and I appreciate very much those of you that shared, and I know there was a lot more to share and give. And so just keep in mind that you are you're helping the community become better when you share. So for those of you that shared, thank you so much. And as we do this more and more, what we're going to be doing ongoing is this concept of AHAs to achievement. So it's not just getting some great information, it's actually then the implementation, right? Because other than that, it's just entertainment anyhow.
Yep.
Just keep that in mind. So we're going to ask you to really, for some of you that might be a little more on the shy side on these sorts of things, I'm going to ask you to, close your eyes, plug your nose, and jump in and just say it. The other thing, I'm going to leave you with another Jim Rohn quote. And it has to do very much with this topic of planning. And he said this, I heard this when I was about 27 years old. Most people spend more time planning their next vacation than they do planning their business and the rest of their life.